Hi, everybody. Hope all is well. Hello, Emily. How are you doing? Thank you for the like. All right. Thought did you see my last short? Well, I've actually put 2 new ones out today, but I've been posting a lot of the gym content and stuff. So yeah, yeah. I'm going to talk about some about form because I've been getting a lot of comments on that on my videos and stuff. I'm just going to put this in. Please like, share, and subscribe. And then we'll just pin that. So, yeah. So, people have been commenting on forum and stuff. And someone even said that my form is dangerous and that I can get an injury or something. Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? But the thing is, right, there's a lot of conflicting stuff about it, really. Like, there's people saying, "Oh, don't round your spine," and then there's people saying some rounding is necessary if you're going heavy, which it kind of is if you're going like to max out, basically. Hello, Jeffrey. It's okay. How are you doing? Welcome in here. So, like, I could give a demonstration of it, but basically, yeah, it comes down to like the amount of rounding that you're doing and where it's rounding. But yeah, like rounding the lower back, from what I understand, is not good because that's where it can like herniate, that can cause you know to put your back out, and yeah, it's really sort of delicate area in like the lumbar spine and all that. It's but so I'll show you what I mean basically. So let's pretend I've got a bar, right? So this is how I do it. I'll just kind of like, so I'll just kind of like, so you're doing like hip hinging, and then you're gonna just like, so you, what I'll do is I'll try and bring the bar towards me, and then I'm gonna just like, um, now what they're saying to do is like keeping your back like this, which then, I don't know. I mean, there's people trying to say like about tensing up or whatever the core, bracing the core they call it, but Um, but the thing is that if I'm trying to keep my back completely straight, then that means I have to bend my legs down more to get to the bar. However, if I kind of let my upper back bend a little bit, I can reach the bar without having to bend the legs too much. So actually, some people prefer to bend somewhat in order to lift heavier, but as long as you're keeping your lower back fairly straight, then I don't really see what the problem is. So yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but so I was looked on. I was on some like forum, and they were saying that herniation could even happen with a straight spine. So, but I don't know. There's a lot of people with conflicting stuff. There was somebody called Eugene Teo talking about how rounded back is not necessarily good or bad, and that most of the studies were done on pig spines, so it was spines in very like awkward angles and whatever. Those are where it's really dangerous. There's this thing about like manual handling. I remember they did teach us briefly about that in a construction course, um, about the proper way to lift objects off the ground, and yeah, but it's like when it comes to like lifting heavy, like I said, you know, it's going to be harder to do it with a completely straight spine, I think. I could be wrong, but your legs would have to get more involved. It's going to have to bend more. The more that you have to bend your legs, then the more it's going to, the more of the more tension in the legs. It's going to require more force to lift it up, from what I understand. So having some upper back rounding would actually decrease the overall range of motion, and yeah, otherwise you're um, basically your lower, not your lower, your legs would have to bend more, I'm guessing, to compensate for that. So okay, thank you. 67. Here we go with the 6-7 thing in it. Yeah, when's that gonna go away? The whole 6-7 bullshit. I don't know. It's like the Skibbity thing. I bet it's just like we won't hear the back of it until like 6 months or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, I'm okay. Thank you, Jeffrey, if you're still there. Just kind of ranting about this whole form thing and people saying that it's dangerous, the form that I'm using and whatever. But it's just that's the form that I feel right for me personally. The way that I do it, that's the most optimal and the most. But it's not like I don't really feel like I'm putting myself at risk either. So it's. I've had times where I think this was like a year ago, maybe something like that, where I did feel like maybe I was, kind of putting some strain on the lower back. There was some kind of nerve there or something it felt like it could have just been the amount of volume that I was doing on it it wasn't used to that. And it was just, but, we bought a refurbished iron today. Oh, really? Oh, wow. My kids were shouting it earlier. Oh, God. Do you actually know what it means? Or where it comes from, that whole 6-7 bullshit. Yeah. I remember sixes and sevens meant something about is it somewhat about somebody being like delirious or something like that? Sixes and sevens. But it says the temperature itself is serious equipment. Oh, cool. Where did you get that from? Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's like some fancy tech or something. Yeah. Hello, Pedro. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh yeah, I noticed Emily's lost her membership. So yeah, Pedro still got his, but Philips. Oh yeah, my uncle actually used to work for Philips before it shut down. He used to work because they had a factory in Blackburn, but it shut down. So he was like, yeah. So yeah, he then ended up finding another job, and then but he's actually moved to Spain now. Good on you. I'm okay, thank you. Just to go on about if you've been watching my videos like deadlift form and stuff, and people saying that my form is off or something, and someone was saying that it's almost a stiff leg deadlift. I would say not quite. I do bend my legs somewhat when doing it. You should really be bending your legs when doing the deadlift, unless you're specifically just trying to train like your hamstrings or something. Stiff leg deadlift, I believe, is more hamstrings. It's kind of like like when you're doing the thing where you're like, where you reach down to your toes without bending your legs, or as keeping as straight as you can. You'll feel a stretch on your hamstrings doing that. So, but yeah, regular deadlift is just general like kind of posterior chain with a little bit of like quad activation as well. But yeah. Hello, Kelly. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I was surprised at how much I got today, but I don't know if it was the change of footwear that I had, because someone recommended me to change my footwear to a flat shoes, and maybe that helped me get a little bit more weight up. But I don't know. But maybe it was psychological. I don't really know what to say about the deadlift form. I've always struggled with that. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people do struggle with it, and some people say, "Oh, just don't lift that heavy if you struggle with the form." But like I said, I think that if you're trying to max out, then some rounding of the upper back is going to be inevitable, just because instinctively the body wants to try and be as efficient as possible. So trying to bend a lot at the hips and the knees is going to lead to more strain on those body parts. So some rounding of the upper back would compensate for that to basically to take some of the pressure off that essentially, from what I understand. But yeah, so like, but if you look at say like how Jack's Fit does it, it's pretty bad. I don't know if you've seen Jack's Fit. He's like this skinny guy who's been struggling to gain weight, but there's been a lot of criticism about him and the people that he's been associating with and stuff. So yeah, some questionable stuff going on, but yeah, his form on the deadlift. And he was using a belt actually when he did it. But I actually did it without any belt or anything. But I was thinking about actually getting a lifting belt, which would then not be a roll deadlift anymore. But I see a lot of people when they go heavy, they use belts to. It's meant to be like about improving stability but then they say like if you brace your core that kind of acts like a belt. But it comes down to like if you're struggling with bracing, then that might be something that is necessary at a certain point. It's just I find it can be hard to try and brace and then try to focus on lifting at the same time. It's like how can I really get both of them down at the same time? I feel like my performance might not be as good because I'm trying to focus so much on bracing my core all the time that that's my main focus, and that might take some of the focus on the lifting intensity and trying to do that as efficiently as possible. And I don't know, like it's all a bit complicated it seems, but then sometimes people overcomplicate things and they just you got it's like with the push-ups, keep your elbows tucked and all this kind of stuff. But it's like I think there's a degree of like you know margin you could say of it, where it's okay, but for certain people at least anyway. But I don't really. Yeah, I've just read that already. So anyway, I've got 5 people in the house. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're well tonight. Um, but yeah, using this mixed grip's been helping me progress faster with the deadlift because if your grip strength is the limiting factor, then yeah, because if you're trying to grip it double overhand, unless you're using a hook grip, but if you're doing just regular, just like double overhand grip with no straps, then that's going to be the limiting factor, and that's not good, is it? Which you want to make sure that you're able to like lift as much as you can and try to limit the how much the grip is going to limit you basically, unless you don't want to use straps. But some people say that they don't really like using straps and they find that I remember someone was saying about that he doesn't like to use straps. But the thing is, if you're actually doing like powerlifting, a lot of them don't allow you to use straps anyway. So you're going to have to learn to have some strength in your grip to hold the bar. Because some might argue that you don't have true strength if you're not able to grip it. Like I was thinking something actually. Is that where the injuries come from potentially? That trying to lift something beyond like what we would naturally be able to lift or something. I don't know. That the more that you try and go beyond that point, that is that what a lot of it comes down to is the people going beyond that. Because if you're like having these straps and stuff, then you're going to like true maximum. Whereas if there's any sort of limiting factor with grip, that might mean that you can only go to like 80 or 90% of your max. Yeah, bad form is not good, but if you have bad form at, say, like, and you're actually like using the straps, and then you're going really to your true maximum, really truly, like, taking that, like the posterior chain to the maximum, that could be what the problem is to some people. The combination of that. Hello, Russell Powell. How you doing? But like I said, I could probably have gone even heavier with straps or something. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't going to go any heavier than that today. I was like, okay, I'm going to just stop there. Because I've already gone 10 kilograms above what I'd gone before, so I'm happy with that kind of thing. I don't need to just keep pushing and pushing. I'll just kind of gradually increase the weight over time, progressive overload and all that. Just try to just keep practicing reps, just greasing the groove and all that. And yeah, it shouldn't be too long until I'm at 200 kilograms, which is crazy to think, It's 165, I'm only 35 kilograms away. And that's without using any straps. So yeah. So I don't know how long it'll take, but I don't think it'll be too long if I keep going at it. But then it will probably slow down quite quickly after that, because it could, like the law of diminishing returns. A lot of people find that they get to 200 and then it's like very like marginal sort of gains after that. Like for a while, it's like you might say after 6 months, after 200 kilograms, you might be at say 230, 240, something like that. And then another 6 months later, you might be at 260, 270 or whatever. So it's like the rate of progression would be slower after that, is what I'm saying. Some naturals can get above 300, but it would take many years, I think, to get to that point, really. But you could probably go from, say, like 100 to like 150, like within, potentially like a few weeks or so, by just correcting your technique and things like that, and just neurological adaptations, as well as noob gains and stuff. You should get your strength up pretty quickly. If you're just going, if you say started at 100 to like 150, whereas 150 to 200 is probably going to be a bit slower, and then 200 to 250 is going to be a bit slower than that. So you just have to accept that things are going to slow down, and that's just part of it. Yeah. But if your progress completely comes to a stop, then you might want to try and reevaluate things, and because that isn't just like diminishing returns at that point. You might be doing something wrong. Maybe it's the way that you're training, like the way that you're doing things, like maybe you're either not recovering enough, or maybe you're not doing enough volume, or things like that. You might have to have a look at optimizing your training at that point. But at the beginning, things don't necessarily have to be optimal, because you're just you're learning, and it's like your body will adapt to the stresses, but then eventually that becomes less of a stimulus, and then body has less reason to adapt, sort of thing, unless you push yourself harder. Like a lot of people will just kind of get to a point of just, where it's like their training's a bit kind of, it's not intense enough. So you're gonna have to try and, at a certain point, you have to increase muscle mass to then increase strength. Is what I'm saying. So so even if you're not really focused on building muscle, but then you're building strength, but then at a certain point you probably want to try and build some muscle to then increase the strength potential, because if you're not doing that, then you're going to be limited by neurological adaptations in the muscle that you already have. Whereas if you expand that muscle, then you have more potential to build strength. So yeah, it's doing hypertrophy work is important as a something for strength in the long run. I would say at the beginning you can build quite a lot of strength without building a lot of muscle, but that could be why some people end up not really gaining much strength at a certain point, because they sort of maxed out their that, and then it's like they need to then actually break down those muscles and or whatever. Well, not necessarily break them down, but like they need to at least stress those muscles to then make them grow back thicker and stronger, and that's going to allow you to then progress and then increase your 1 rep maxes and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Welcome in here. But yeah, that could probably be one of the reasons if someone stalls their progress. Something that I'd suggest that, if you're stalling your progress, then it might well be because you've not been gaining any muscle mass. So there's not really anything to gain any strength with, because you haven't built the muscles up anymore. You've maxed out your efficiency with the muscles that you already have, is what I'm saying. So yeah. Anyway, hope you're all well tonight, people. Is anybody still there? I'll give it a few more minutes. I might have to restart, but oh well. Share the live out if you can. What do you all want to talk about tonight then? But it's just all a bit of a minefield out there. A lot of contradicting information out there. A lot of it is just like overcomplicating things for the sake of it. Like when you get these science-based lifters overcomplicating things and making some BS fucking programs. It's a bunch of charlatans, a lot of them. I saw this video where like friggin' Dr. Mike Israetel, a sports scientist, and he's not even fit. Like he failed a lot of the challenges. Like he's a shit runner. He was shit on the farmer's carry. He was like, relatively speaking, for his size, not very good on the bench press or the deadlift for that matter. What else was there? Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a very good jumper, and he just kept coming up with excuses. And at least he seemed to be kind of like somewhat self-conscious that he was just making excuses. But you know, but the thing is, if you know that you're making excuses, then you should be like, just take some, responsibility and be like, okay, maybe I need to work on this. This is kind of embarrassing, coming from someone who's a sports scientist, But yeah, their whole focus is on bodybuilding, which is not going to get you strong, because if you're not doing it in a functional way, you're going to just probably have shitty. I mean, he does say he's got good cardio from the grappling and stuff, but he doesn't do running, so he's not got that much there. And his legs were getting tired and stuff. And yeah, he's like 240 at like 5'5", whatever he is, or 5'6". I think he's 5'6", but yeah, 5'6", 240 pounds. So he's carrying a lot of extra muscle mass there, and he's So unless he's like doing a lot of running, then his legs are just going to get tired. That was like an 800-meter run, so it wasn't even like long distance. God knows how bad it would be to see him trying to do like miles upon miles. I don't even think he'd manage it. He would probably just like, yeah, his legs would just end up being so tired. Like, what was his time on that? It was like really bad. Like, I think it was like, was it 800 meters, and it took him like, I think it was over like 5 minutes or something. How are we doing tonight, everybody? Hope you're all well. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. That would be really appreciated. Hang on a second. Yeah, just bear with me, guys. I don't know what's going on here. Hang on a sec. What's going on? Sorry, guys. There's no chat coming up now. I'll be back in a sec. Don't go anywhere. Oof. Yeah, so just saying about sports scientists, and they can barely even run. Yeah, goodness. Hang on a sec. Where's the chat? What is going on here? Hang on a sec. Listen, right? Can't see any chat, guys. I don't know what's going on with the chat. I might have to just look on the YouTube page actually to see it. I can see the chat on there, but for some reason it's just not showing up on my phone. All right, let me just go onto the watch page on YouTube. We'll see if there's anybody there. But right, hello, number one Ang hater. Right, yeah, so I don't know what's happened with my phone, but yeah, there's no chat showing up, so oh well. It is what it is. So yeah. So just going on about, like fitness isn't about a certain look. It's not about having tons of muscle. Because basically there's people who have less muscle than these people who are stronger, they're faster, and they have better endurance. So all this huge muscle thing where they're taking steroids and stuff, it's all vanity. It's all, they just want to look strong without actually being strong. Like, yeah, it's just a lot of BS to me, really. I was watching a video, it was on, I think, Atlas Power Shrugged, and it's talking about training for both size and strength, and how like people would like want to get big so that they can look strong, like, because why would you want to get big muscles? Like, you want to look strong, you want to look like masculine and all that. But it's like, if it looks kind of pathetic if you get big and then your strength relatively looks shit. So then it's just all kind of like smoke and mirrors kind of thing, isn't it? Where it's like you have this fake strength or whatever, and you look strong, but then you're not. So yeah, because there's guys who are a lot less muscular than these people, and they would just blow them out of the water. Yeah, you shouldn't get too big so you can still wear heady. What's heady maxing? I don't know. Don't know what that is really, but I think as long as you stay natural, you probably won't get too big. There's a lot of people that are massive, they're on gear, and a lot of them end up with like moon faces and just not very good looking. Like, there was that thing with like Hamza taking test now, and it's pathetic. And even I think even he's getting some kind of moon face going on. Like, Yeah, so I think that might be a side effect of the test because apparently his test has gone up to 1,500. Hello, Alexia. I think so. Welcome in anyway. Like he's claiming that his test is at 1,500, but then his argument is that, well, I want to get my testosterone to what the ancestors would have had. So I'm not. So it's like I'm natty because I'm taking my test back to what it would have been like for like a caveman. It's like, well, how for one, how do we know what the caveman's test was even like? And even if it was what he said at 1,500, does that mean that we should be artificially bumping our testosterone up to that now? Thing is, as time's gone on, we've become more cooperative and less aggressive, and I think that's a good thing. Too much aggression is not healthy. Like it served us back in a time when we were very primitive, I guess. But in today's day and age, it's not good. Um, okay. What is heady maxing? I don't know what that is, but there's all these maxing terms and it's getting ridiculous. Or is it no, there's a thing called maxing. I remember hag maxing, but I've never heard of heady maxing. I don't know. But there's a hag maxing when guys would go for like these older women, like a 20-year-old guy going for like a woman who's 35, 40 years old, who's pretty much like old enough to be his mum. Some might think that's a bit weird, but you could say, well, it's not any more weird than it being the other way around if you look at it that way. Um, but basically, well, on average, like the man tends to be a bit older than the woman, but not always. But like they're usually somewhere around the same age. So, um, I mean, actually, my grandparents were quite different in age. Like my grandfather was nearly 17 years older than her. Hello, Emily. It says men do that stuff all the time. What's that? And about the hag maxing thing. I don't know, but I don't think most would do that. But it's I don't know. There's different reasons they were saying why they would do that because maybe they just feel like maybe they're a bit easier or something, and they're not. I don't know. Like some of these older women, they might just be like, they might just see him as a bit easy. So I don't know what you're talking about there, but yeah, have a drink. Hit the like button, everybody. Come on, we've got 3 likes. Can we get the likes up? But yeah, the whole maxing stuff is a bit men going for younger women. Yeah, generally speaking, like they tend to go for a bit younger women, but the whole hag maxing thing, I don't think was really. I don't think it was like a massive trend, but it was just there was a bit of a trend, but it was like it's just a small subsection of men who would prefer to go for a woman much older than him. Maybe for some men, it's just a kind of maybe almost like a fetish. I don't know. That could be like some people have these weird fetishes and stuff, but were they specifically like to go for people of a certain age or what have you? Um. Anyway, all right, Pedro, welcome back. Oh yeah, mummy issues. That could be an explanation. Though some say that's the thing with like women going for men much older than them. I remember I was watching this thing where I think the guy was like nearly 60 and the woman was like in her 20s, I remember, or something. And she wanted to go to like Ibiza or one of those places. So he was literally like the oldest guy on there. Must have been a bit weird to be on there like at that age when everyone else is like teens to 20s for the most part. You'd feel a bit out of place, I guess. But anyway, um, yeah. Hope you've all had a good day. It'd be like a grown up going on a swing or something around a bunch of kids. That's almost what it would be like, isn't it? You'd be a bit out of place, wouldn't you? Yeah, yeah. There's some fireworks going off. It's literally gone for like a month. Like they started in like middle of October and they're still going on because obviously we had bonfire night the other day and then they still go on for a few days after it. Before you know it, there'll be like fireworks going off all year round, and it'll be Christmas all year round as well. There's already people. I saw this thing like there was somewhere where like there's already a tree been put up, Christmas tree. This was like yesterday. The person it was actually my uncle was on it on his channel showing it, and but yeah, and it was like ranting about that. That's just like really early for that shit, isn't it? It's like when they put out friggin' advent calendars in like September, beginning of October, whatever it were. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, like it's nowhere near yet. I know it's madness, isn't it? Yeah. My auntie did hers first of what's that? Of Christmas tree. Yeah. Madness, isn't it? It's like you've not even gone past bonfire night and you're putting trees up already. Fuck me. Yeah. Yeah, we live in a clown planet, don't we, really? You know? All the shit that people do is just crazy. It's like you get all these Karens out there and like, you know what I mean? This world's is that yeah, that song Mad World. Yeah, it reminds me of that. Yeah, and what was it? Well, there's different versions of it. There was Tears for Fears, there was the Gary Jules version, and wasn't there another one before that as well? I can't remember like what the original version of that song was. Because I don't think the Tears for Fears one was the original, was it? I don't even really know those two versions, but like if I remember, there was another one. But hello, Sydney. How you doing? Welcome in here. Reminds me of the character of. Anyone seen the Scream movies? There was somebody called what was it? Sydney. I'm doing fine, thank you. What was she called? Sydney. I know her name was Sydney in that. One of the characters in the Scream films. Yeah, like so watching a few of those. Yeah, I love Scream in my profile pic. I'm wearing Scream PJs. Oh, really? So you're actually called Sydney then, or something? Yeah, yeah. What was she called? Sydney Prescott, wasn't it? Yeah, Sydney Prescott, if I remember correctly. Isn't she like in every single one of them or something? Oh, your name is Sydney, right? Okay. So coincidence then. Yeah, yeah. Sydney, like Sydney, Australia. You're not from Australia, are you? G'day, mate. Yeah, she is, and pretty sure it is Sydney Prescott. Yeah, 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 yeah. I watched the first three, but I'm just kind of like, it's like with the Final Destination stuff. It's like it's all right for a bit, but then it's like okay. after a bit, it just kind of gets a bit, meh. You know what I mean? It's exciting and interesting at first, but then like after a bit, you're like, hmm. It's like I remember like I watched the first two Taken films. I didn't bother watching the third one. I don't think because I'm like, okay, I don't see the point. Like I don't know. Oh yeah, Australia. Oh yeah, Melbourne. I know you should pronounce it Melbourne, like it's spelled MELBEN or something like that. Melbourne, or well, or Mel or MELBUN or something like that. Melbourne. It's like you don't really say the R in it. Melbourne. Swear the oldest ones are the best ones. Yeah, well, I understand what you mean. Melbourne. There's actually a place near York called Melbourne. Um, yeah. So I remember going through it. Yeah, Melbourne. It's a little village. I wonder if that's where they got the name from. Maybe, probably not. But in fact, I'll find out. Where did Melbourne, Australia, get its name? Okay, so it was apparently someone called William Lamb, second Viscount Melbourne. So yeah, nothing to do with the little village called Melbourne, which is it's just outside of York. But yeah, you learn something new every day, eh? Thank you for the likes, everybody. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. But I've already said that, so you shouldn't need me to like, um, yeah. All right, so yeah, so it's only like what it says. How many miles is it? About 12 miles or so from York. So it's not like too far. Yeah. All right. Hello, Emlyn. How you doing? Hello, Delvin. I was gonna say King Devlin or something, but yeah. Hello from Spain. All right, cool. Oh, yeah, Chaos Mags. What's going on? And Chaos Hunting now because my channel. Okay, is that because your account name or something? Anyway, okay. Yeah, they do this thing of like where it's your handle names or something now instead of you know what I mean. So they had the what was it? Um, Account names, and then they started bringing in the handles, didn't they? Anyway, hope everyone's doing well tonight. So let's get this shared out. We've got a few people in here. So yeah, let me know if you're watching. What has everybody been up to this week? Have you got any plans for the weekend? Let's talk about that then, shall we? Anything interesting going on? Hello, was it Mayako Way? Welcome in. How you doing tonight? I hope you're well. Bro, where do you live? I'm visiting USA. I'm going to USA, Florida, Canada, Los Angeles, and New York. Oh, cool. Yeah, a lot of places that you're going to then. Yeah, I live in York, England, not New York, the old York. In fact, does New York is New York named after York? Let's have a look at this. So it says about it's named after the English city of York. But I remember it was called New Amsterdam because it was previously a Dutch settlement. So that was, yeah, well, it was, but then it changed to New York. So, fun fact there. So, yeah, I'm from Georgia. I'm from Georgia, and that we talk like rednecks in Georgia. rednecks and hillbillies, that sort of thing. Oh, thank you for subscribing to me. Yeah, we are all rednecks and hillbillies and all that. I sound like Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolate. Well, it's not quite the same, but you know what I mean. But I'm going to use a lot of money, and I'm going to use 3 million euros. Oh, really? Maybe you should give me a million then. That'd help set me up, wouldn't it? 3 million euros is like a lot of money if you can get your hands on that. That'd be like life changing money. Yeah. Yeah. Come to Georgia. I don't know, maybe. Oh, hang on a sec. Oh, do you mean you're from Georgia, the country? Hang on a sec. Maybe you meant the country. Hang on. Which Georgia are you talking about? Because it'd be a bit funny if I got the wrong one. Because when I think Georgia, I'm thinking like the state. Like, yeah. There's a country called Georgia. Um, yeah. I've heard it's like pretty cheap to live there if you want to move to a different country or something. Or Georgia, USA. Okay, then. All right. Yeah, yeah. I take care. So I got it right then, at least. Give myself a pat on the back for getting something right. Hello, Ariel. How you doing? Welcome in here. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Ariel. Like you, people like to put you in the washing machine and make clothes smell nice. Yeah. That's if you get the joke. It's a UK based. Uh, I'm doing fine, thank you. Right, yeah, I'm in a better mood tonight. I was a bit meh yesterday, to be honest, but I think it helps. I got like a new PR on the deadlift today, and I'm feeling pretty stoked about that. Really, um, yeah. Anyway, thank you all for the likes. Let's get 10 likes real quick. Um, yeah, I will show you Georgia. Oh, really? It sounds like you're talking about maybe you're talking about like your sister called Georgia. Yeah. It's like you're saying, I'll show you Georgia. Oh goodness. Cool. Yeah, what you doing tonight? Here in Canada, snow. Here in Canada, snow. It snows all the time here in Canada, eh? We always make snowmen and we like to throw snowballs at each other. uh, we always have to like shovel snow out the garden every morning. It's like it's so cold and snowy here in Canada, eh? Yeah, I'm not really into snowball fights after someone hit me in the eye with one and I was like couldn't see anything. I was like, this nasty shit. It was yeah. So I was like, fuck this shit. So ever since then I can't be asked with that. It does snow here sometimes. We actually had like some snow in the winter, but like some winters we barely get any, if any at all. It's just kind of random. Whereas some countries it's pretty predictable as to like how their winters are gonna go. But this year in general has been pretty mild though. Oh, you built an igloo, yeah. It's mad how an igloo that's like made of ice can keep you warm, but it's to do with the well, it can give you like an insulation, can't it? Really? But yeah, well, it's November. Yeah, it's November, eh? It's turning quite cold, eh? It's already winter here, eh, in Canada. Yeah. Have you ever tapped for maple syrup before? 'Cause that might be something to try out someday, eh? You can get like a tapping kit where you can just was it like you shove this thing in a tree and then it'll to extract the maple syrup out of it. But some argue if you have too much maple syrup, it's not really good for you. But I think it's the dose that makes the poison. But there might be some benefits to it as well. Let's have a look and see if there's any health benefits as well. Health benefits of maple syrup. See if there is any. Um, Pure maple syrup offers some health benefits over refined sugar as it contains vitamins, minerals, and over 67 different antioxidant compounds. Wow. That have anti inflammatory properties. However, it is still high in sugar and should be consumed only in moderation as part of a balanced diet. Well, it says it's high in polyphenols, plant based antioxidants, which help protect cells from damage caused by free radicals and reduce inflammation in the body. Darker grades of maple syrup generally have higher antioxidant content. One unique compound found in maple syrup is cubicol. Oh, really? Don't know how you pronounce it. Cubicol. Sounds like cubicle. I don't know. Let me know if I pronounced that wrong, but yeah. Vitamins and minerals. It contains essential nutrients not found in refined sugar, including manganese, riboflavin, other trace minerals. It contains small amounts of zinc, calcium, potassium, copper, iron, and magnesium, which support various bodily functions like nerve function, muscle function, and immune system health. Lower glycemic index. So it's apparently got a glycemic index around 54, while white sugar is 65 generally. So it talks about cardiometabolic health, um, gut and digestive health. Um, yeah, it says it contains prebiotics that feed beneficial gut bacteria. Well, I don't think it's got like a lot of fiber in it, does it, or something? But hello, Charlene, how you doing? Oh, really? Well, that's like your opinion. So yeah, so see, does maple syrup have fiber? So it doesn't have dietary fiber. Well, it was talking about prebiotics or something. But yeah, I mean, generally syrups don't really have fiber in them, but well, it says inulin and other polysaccharides. Well, I thought inulin was a type of fiber or something. It's a prebiotic fiber. So yeah, but then it says it doesn't have dietary fiber. Inulin in maple syrup. I mean, it's the discovery of this prebiotic dietary fiber within maple syrup, in addition to its other beneficial compounds like polyphenols and antioxidants. This finding suggests maple syrup may offer other health benefits than previously known, particularly for gut health, by supporting the growth of good bacteria. While the amount of inulin can vary, research is ongoing to understand its full concentration and how its presence might be maximized. So there you go. So Probably a lot better for you than regular like table sugar. Um, but yeah, using it in moderation is probably for the best. Um, but yeah, that could be a good one to add into certain recipes a little bit. But there's date syrup as well. That's one of the best ones as well. With that one, you're gonna have more fiber. But you can actually make date sugar, so that's one way to like get a more healthier sugar that's gonna have like not just empty calories. That's a problem with like white sugar is that it's empty calories, and it's just really that's what's the worst thing about it. You're getting a bunch of calories without getting any goodness in it. So yeah, it can give you energy, and this is the thing with like say Nestle and how they tried to con people into thinking that sugar was good for you, like refined sugar we're talking about. But yeah, it's not good for you, is it? Really? Some take 3 sugar in it. I about like in a cup of tea or something. It's mad, isn't it? Yeah, like I remember I used to have like 1 sugar in a cup of tea or something, but that was enough for me, really. But in fact, I can drink tea without any sugar in it. I've done that with green tea, even, and it can be a bit bitter, but I don't mind it. There's some benefits of green tea. I can't remember the actual name of the nutrient. Let me find it. Green tea nutrient. There was a thing in it I remember. That was it. EGCG. It's called epigallocatechin 3 gallate or something. Well, that's a real mouthful, isn't it? No pun intended. Said to reduce inflammation. It says it contains caffeine along with smaller amounts of amino acids, vitamins, and minerals like potassium and manganese. So that's the only thing about it, really, is that contains caffeine. But I think the caffeine. Let's see, like how much, say, coffee versus um, green tea caffeine. Let's have a look at the comparison. So it says coffee has significantly more caffeine than green tea, with an 8-ounce cup of coffee containing roughly 95 to 165 milligrams of caffeine, compared to about 25 to 45 milligrams in an 8-ounce cup of green tea. This difference is due to how coffee is brewed, but it also means green tea can provide a gentler, longer lasting energy boost due to its presence of the amino acid L-theanine. So I'll have to find out about this thing called L-theanine. Talking about L-theanine or something. But some people don't really like the taste of green tea, though. But it says about this calm alertness or something. It may help with anxiety. But yeah, green tea. Yeah, I was wondering if there's a way of maybe like mixing it in with something else to kind of get it down you, sort of thing. Maybe there's a way of like having it in a concentrated form to get the benefits that way, possibly. Like a green tea supplement or something like that. Green tea extract. So maybe you can get it from that or something. But yeah, L-theanine. Let's have a look at that L-theanine benefits. So it says amino acid commonly found in tea leaves, especially green and black tea, and in supplement form. It is primarily known for its calming properties, promoting relaxation and cognitive function without causing drowsiness. Promotes a state of calm alertness. L-theanine can help you relax without making you tired. It increases alpha brainwave activity, which is linked to a state of relaxed wakefulness, similar to what you experience during meditation. So I'm wondering if like it could possibly help you to get into a meditative state. It talks about enhancing sleep quality because the problem a lot of people talk about with caffeine is that it can actually cause the opposite effect, and yeah, that's it can really sort of yeah. I've heard matcha tea is supposed to be good. Um, yeah, but green tea is supposed to be pretty good as well by the looks of it with this thing called L-theanine. And I'm wondering if like L-theanine might help some people with meditation. Um, helps with meditation because some people struggle to get into that state in the first place. So it says here, it says inducing a relaxed but alert mental state. Let's just see about like take green tea before meditation. So just me doing kind of research, I guess. So it says it's beneficial because it combines the caffeine-induced alertness with the calming effects of the amino acid L-theanine, which promotes relaxation and focus. This combination can lead to a state of focused calm, similar to that in meditation, and may help with sustained attention during your practice. It is recommended to drink the tea at least 30 minutes before your session to allow the effects to kick in. So I was thinking actually, could it help with things like ADHD and autism? Green tea, ADHD, autism. Let's have a look at this. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Like, I don't put salt in my food. Yeah, I've heard some salt is necessary, but a lot of food already has salt in it. Yeah. Right. Scientific studies suggest that green tea may offer some benefits for individuals with ADHD and autism due to its unique combination of compounds, particularly L-theanine and caffeine, and its neuroprotective properties from flavonoids slash catechins. However, the effects may vary by individual, and more human clinical research is needed. Effects on ADHD. The compounds in green tea may help manage some ADHD symptoms. Improved attention and focus, reduced mind wandering and impulsivity. Calming effect. Potential reduced risk. Effects on autism. Neuroprotection and antioxidant effects. Improved social behavior in animal studies. Enhanced communication and concentration, human studies with flavonoids, important considerations, caffeine sensitivity, consult healthcare professional, dosage and formulation. So yeah, that's so it's possible that there's some beneficial properties there for people with like neurodiversity. Yeah. Hope everyone's well tonight anyway. Share out the live if you can. That would be really appreciated. Maybe I should restart, guys. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I think that there's not really much going on in the chat, so yeah. Ariel says yes. Oh yeah. I think you're the only one in the chat right now, so yeah, yeah. All right. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start up a new one. But oh, hello Tony. You're there. Oh, cool. Yeah. Hello Tony. How you doing? I was looking into green tea and its benefits and stuff. It's gone down a rabbit hole of green tea, and but I've heard matcha's supposed to be good as well. Isn't matcha caffeine free if I remember, or is it? I can't remember. Is it matcha green tea? So or is it lower in caffeine? I just remember that there was like a kind of sustained release of energy versus the spikes and crashes from coffee. With this kind of, a lot of people have jitteriness if they have a lot of coffee. I've heard a lot of positive news on green tea. Yeah, um, yeah. I've tried drinking it, and I don't mind it actually, but some people might not like the taste, so then maybe they should get green tea extract or something in that case to get the benefits. Maybe just mix it into a smoothie or something like that. Yeah, so, concentrated dose of it or something. But anyway, coffee bad. Yeah, I don't think coffee is necessarily good, but I've also heard that it depends where the coffee is coming from. It might be the processing of it that's bad, but I've also heard that some coffee can be quite good or something. But I don't know. Like I've heard that there is certain things in coffee, but it's like dark chocolate, for example. Dark chocolate has some health benefits as well, but yeah, like as in 70+% dark chocolate. Not talking your fucking 55% dark chocolate. It's not really proper dark chocolate, that is it. It's just a bunch of sugar. But yeah. Um Hope everyone's well tonight. Peppermint tea. Oh yeah. Is that caffeine free or something? Because some people might not like the effects of the caffeine or something. And also, you probably shouldn't be drinking caffeine after about probably, I'd say after morning, really. Like caffeine's supposed to be just like a morning thing because it stays in your system quite a while. Someone said that, I think it was, yeah, Matthew Walker, I think it's called. He said it has a half life of 6 hours. So that means it takes 12 hours for it to get out of your system, probably. So yeah, so you want to make sure that it's you give it 12 hours. So if you go to bed at like 10 p.m., let's say, then you probably should not have it after 10 o'clock in the morning. But I'd say no later than probably midday or something. But yeah, but you got a lot of these people slamming down caffeine for their workouts, but I don't feel any need to take any of that stuff. I don't think it would really give me any benefit. I think there's a lot of frigging pussies out there that just, I don't know, that they need to take some fucking caffeine just to, motivate them to go work out or something. You're fucking pussy, if you're doing that shit, You're not a real man if you're gonna like just, I need my pre-workout. Oh goodness. Well, it's caffeine free. So these guys can't even go and work out unless they're slamming down a bunch of pre-workout. You see these fucking fucking morons like slamming down, was it dry scooped pre-workout? How fucking stupid is that, eh? Ugh. Oh, goodness. No, I know that maybe certain people, I don't know, maybe they find there's some benefit, I don't know, but I don't really think it's that beneficial. I don't know. I don't think it would really give me that much more of an edge. It's just, I guess maybe for certain people they don't really enjoy it. Maybe it just makes them enjoy it a bit more. I don't know, but I think you have to find a way of just enjoying your training. Like you should find a way to enjoy the workout that you're doing. I don't know. There's so many people slamming down these pre-workouts. I mean, I take creatine. That's good for like muscle growth and recovery and improving strength over time. I think, but they reckon it can improve like ATP resynthesis or something because the thing called phosphocreatine, which is I think it's related to like ATP or something, adenosine triphosphate. So it's the phosphorus. I'm guessing it has something to do with phosphorus. So yeah, it's like it's phosphates basically. So the adenosine triphosphate, and you've got phosphocreatine. So that could explain why it helps to improve ATP. ATP is the energy that we need. So with that ATP, it's like to give you that real like quick boost of energy, like the first 10 seconds of a sprint, let's say, pure ATP. It's just basically it's like you're on adrenaline, basically. Like taking that stuff can just give you like that edge, basically. Like you just kind of have like a sort of a quick burst of energy, but it's more just for that little burst. And then after that, you end up basically burning up glycogen stores, which is what they call glycolysis. That is where you get that lactic acid burn. So that's you'll start to probably experience that about 30 seconds into a sprint. That's when that build up starts to happen. So between about 10 to about 20 seconds, you probably wouldn't feel anything at that point. So once you get to about 300 meters, that's where you really would start to feel it probably. 200 up to 200 meters, you wouldn't. That's before that lactic acid burn would kick in. But yeah, on these like 400-meter runs, they're apparently like they can be quite tough, more like the mentally tough because they're like forcing themselves to try and push through that burn. Um, yeah, Monster Energy lol, so bad for your system. Yeah, especially if you have it like too late in the day and these people at the gym and they're like going in the evening and they're chugging down a bunch of pre-workout. So either go in the morning or just don't probably maybe just I'm not like a I'm not this is not health advice, but I wouldn't be taking um caffeine, especially at that time of day. Like if you're going at 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night to the gym and you're chugging down a bunch of pre-workout, is that really a good idea? Is it really going to be good for your sleep? Because ironically, it could end up worsening your results in the long run. Because if it's going to hinder your sleep, then isn't that a bad thing? Because if you've got all that in your system, when you're trying to get to sleep, then it's not good, is it? Yeah, yeah, like it's a lot of these bodybuilders, especially when they're on steroids, the combination of steroids and caffeine, and sometimes also pre-existing heart conditions, is a recipe for disaster. Like if you're taking steroids and you have a heart condition, that's bad enough. I mean, even the steroids on their own, I would argue, but a steroids heart condition and caffeine. Also, some of these people end up taking diuretics and dehydrating themselves. That's another thing as well. When you dehydrate yourself, that can lead to increased cortisol levels. So I was talking about this on a previous video that cortisol can go up by up to 50% by being chronically dehydrated. So it's very important that we, as you know, as a cue to drink some water because we are made mostly of water. Yeah, we're made of H2O. Recipe for disaster. Yeah, yeah. All right, I'm gonna restart the live, so we'll be back soon.